Hello friends, welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Fran. This is A Journal with Fran, and today I am doing my semi-overdue Traveler's Notebook update. I do have a very exciting, not announcement, but I just have a very exciting news to share related to some of the Traveler's Notebook and travel things that we have planned. So before I dive into this video, I just want to clarify that it will be more of a flip through slash talk through. Originally, I was going to do a video of me decorating the pages and putting the ephemera in and the stickers, but it just felt too overwhelming to film the process, and I'm not very good with multitasking, with like talking through my thought process as well as rearranging everything. So I did all of that unrecorded, and so today is going to be just a quick little flip through of what those pages look like. If you want to see a haul of the ephemera and other stationery things we bought on the trip that I'll be talking about today, that is its own video that I will link in a card. And then the exciting news at the end. So I'm only going to flip through the pages related to our trip because I've flipped through my TN before. So again, if you're interested in that, I will also link it up here. So on March 6th, we took a road trip down to SoCal to visit my father-in-law, but we also took some time, we stayed with friends, which was great. So there were some other fun things we did, and then fit in some time for us as a family and doing some fun stationary things. So this is our road trip from Antioch to Buena Park. We stopped to grab some Habit Burger. This is Miles hanging out with our friends, kids whose faces hopefully you can't see. I forgot to cover that side profile here, but yeah. And then so the 6th was a travel day. The 7th was Jacob and I still had to work remote, so thankfully the friends that we stayed with, their boys are homeschooled, so Miles got to play with them. And then later that day we drove on over to Torrance, which is where my in-laws are. So we hung out at the mall there, had dinner, and then visited Miles's grandparents. So that was a lot of fun. And then on March 8th, we visited this coffee shop, awesome coffee shop in Buena Park. So I kind of wrote down their mission and what's so special about them. And then I wrote a little bit about what I thought of the coffee and just their business motto and mission. It's really cool. If you want to look them up, Seesaw Beans and Coffee in Buena Park. And then these next couple pages are all about our visit to Santa Ana. So we were staying in Buena Park, grabbed coffee, and then made a whole day in Santa Ana, where we got to visit M. Lovewell. So I used this as a little tip-in. This is part of their shopping bag, so their paper bag. I cut out this portion. I put in a little sticker here to add some color. Yeah, and then these 3 are the stamps that they had at the register. Well, they had more stamps, but I only chose 3, and Miles was the one who stamped it in the TN, so I just had to make it work with the placement. Yeah, so a little Coffee Monsters Co. because we went shopping, little planner pouch, a Planner Girl sticker, and then just documenting our visit. And then here are even more pictures of that day. I love this picture of Miles and Jacob, just him looking up at his dad, and he's holding my M. Lovewell shopping bag right here, which is cute. This is us having lunch. We ate at this chicken and rice place, so I ripped up part of the bowl to stick in here. And then this is just a quick review of what I thought of our trip, and that's it. There were some other things that I wanted to add in here that I totally forgot until pictures were pasted down, so I just dealt with it. And then I did have a couple of pages left in this insert, but instead of waiting for the next trip, I just decided to finish out the insert by creating an ink and stamp annex, or what I'd call the annex. And so I realized I had all these stamps that I got at the pen show in 2024 in San Francisco that I had nowhere to put because I just used some whatever grid notebook. And then I also kept like labels from the ink bottles that I got at the pen show, as well as like the recent recent ink bottles. So I just decided to stick the labels in here, do a swatch of the ink and write a little bit of the ink, and then also just do all the stamps. So this is gonna close out this insert. I do have like 2 more pages, but I decided that for our next trip, which is my exciting news, I wanted to start a new insert because it's a very special trip, and I know that technically I could have just had like a big ending in this book, but I think I would prefer to have this next trip as a start to the next insert. So that being said, clapping for myself for finishing an insert. I get to put this in the little insert binder that I bought from Jet Pens, and now I get to use a new insert. So very quickly, I wanted to use the California insert because I realized we do a lot of road trips down to SoCal, and we live pretty close to Napa Valley. So there's a lot that I feel like is on my wish list within California this year. So I wanted to do this book, but I had no idea that it was cream and dot grid. So the dot grid I don't mind, but the cream I'm not sure. And yeah, you could totally roll your eyes at me because it does say it on the tag, but I think I was just so excited to just have a California insert that I was like, I'm just gonna buy it. So I struggle with whether or not I want to use this, so I basically just ordered another one of this because I ordered another one of this because I do like the white pages, and I think I do like it without grid or dot grid, which is interesting because I do have an insert that is gridded and white, but I just warmed up to this style so much, so I just ordered another one of this style. So unfortunately, this is not going to be used. So this will be filled with a new insert. And then another thing that I'm going to try doing using these passports is I realized with stamping, like for example, stamping the M Lovewell, I wish, like I didn't know how my photos were going to turn out. So I wish I had like kind of like a scrap paper to stamp things on so that I could rip it and cut it out and then paste it in here however way I wanted it. So that's what this is going to be. This is a short trip refill, so it's not as many pages. And so basically when I go to visit stores and there's stamping available, I'm going to start from the middle here because that's where it's easy to tear out the pages. So I would just start by stamping here and then just going outwards from the middle so that this could be kind of like that scrap paper that I can put into the main traveler's notebook when I want to use the stamp. And then this insert here I'm actually going to use as kind of like a stamp archive. So this you can see I have some doubles of the stamps that I did at the San Francisco Pen Show in 2024. And moving forward, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep going page by page and essentially stamp things twice. One for the stamp log and another to use as ephemera. So that's my plan. So we're going to have a new insert here. I'm going to put the stamp log insert there. I'm going to slide this one here because I have the ability to slide it in starting from the middle, and so therefore I can just start stamping like this way. And there you have it. So essentially I will have an insert here at some point, and it won't be as thick because it's going to be brand new. And oh my gosh, I didn't even share like why I'm excited to start a new insert. And that reason is for the Coffee Monsters Co. Esterbrook collaboration pen. The pen, when you're watching this video, the pen has already released, but I'm filming this beforehand because I'm packing for the trip. But I will be attending the launch party in Los Angeles at Flax Pen to Paper, where I believe Helen will be in attendance, as well as some of the Esterbrook team. And so I'm very excited to go on that trip, and I really wanted to document that trip as the first trip in the new insert. So that's what's happening, and that week is actually my birthday week, so we have a couple of days in LA where Jacob, Miles, and I are gonna have some time together, and then we'll be staying in LA for an extra, well, originally our original plan was to be in LA the following week, but we just extended the front end of the trip so that I could attend this event at Flax Pen to Paper. But yeah, it's gonna be a great trip to document because it's gonna be my birthday week, the Esterbrook launch party in LA, possibly meeting Helen, and then going to Disney with my in-laws and my niece and nephew and Miles. It's a nice little cousin trip for them. So that'll be very exciting, and I'm gonna hope to vlog the Esterbrook event with Coffee Monsters Co. if I can, so please stay tuned for that. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. I look forward to sharing more hopefully this week, so please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you at the next one, my friends. Bye!